Okay, hello everyone. Now, this is Lorraine Herger. We're back for the WISC session 2. I have the agenda shown here, and since we're running late, I'm going to turn it right over to Kautar to cover our first talk, the professional talk, which is authored by Houda Chakiri, but unfortunately she can't be here with us. Kautar is going to give a brief summary and we can take some questions. Please stop sharing. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so this talk is by Dr. Houda Chakiri, an assistant professor of computer science at Akhawayn University in Morocco, at the School of Science and Engineering. And her talk's title is From Digitization to Digital Transformation, Are We There Yet? So a brief biography of Dr. Houda Chakiri. Dr. Houda is currently an assistant professor of computer science at the School of Science and Engineering at Akhawayn University in Morocco. She's also an alum from the same university, and she recently received her PhD while, being the CEO of, a startup called Enhanced Technology since 2005. So she founded and has been the CEO of this startup since 2005. And this company is specializing in providing e-government solutions running in more than 130 Moroccan municipalities and provinces. So it's been really a very successful startup and entrepreneurship project. Houda was selected among the top 10 finalists at the Sawaid contest in the UAE in 2009. She was also named among the 100 best social entrepreneurs in Malaysia 2007. She was also selected for the Tech Woman program. It's a very big program run by the USA in 2012 and received the WSTEM award in 2015 from the Mira Cole Foundation. Houda has been a very strong candidate advocate for a diversity and female empowerment. She is very active, across many organizations. Indeed, she's the board member of AFSHIX, an African NGO registered in Kenya. She's also the chair of the IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group in Morocco. She's the vice chair of Arab Women in Computing chapter in Morocco and the general secretary of the Jbel Ayeshi Association, which is a public utility NGO based in Midelt province in Morocco. Houda has more than 15 years of overseeing digital transformation projects and the change that the introduction of ICT brings at the organizational, political, and social levels in local public administrations in Morocco. And this is really a very big project that's had a lot of positive impact in Morocco. So just a quick summary of the talk, so this talk, Houda talks about the challenge of digitization in developing countries with concrete real use cases for Morocco. The talk also covers the project, description, the steps, the roadmap that she has undertaken. And Houda also sheds the light on the challenges that she faced along the way and what she has achieved. She also emphasizes on the role of CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous development principles that have been applied, in her mission and have been key to the success of this digital transformation. So I think maybe we can play a little bit from her talk. Let me know, Lorraine, if we can play that.
Sorry. Yeah, we could play. Yeah, we could play like 10 minutes of it.
Let me just see if we
Do you
can
think
have
that's
the link.
Let me just, Mari, is that correct? We can play 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes for play.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Let me share my screen. and then we'll just play a little bit of her video. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody, I hope you are doing well. I would like first to thank IEEE SC for the invitation and this opportunity to give a talk. And I will be talking about digitization, my experience in digitalization within e-government or local government in Morocco. The title of my presentation is From Digitization to Digital Transformation. I'll be there yet. And my name is Houda Chakiri. I'm assistant professor at Akhawayn University in Morocco and chair of the IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group in Morocco section, the co-chair of Arab Women in Computing Morocco chapter, and a member or acting member at the board of AFCHICS, which is an African NGO for women in technology, promoting and advocating for women inclusion women in technology inclusion and access to decision-making positions. Let me start with the outline of the presentation. I'll start with an introduction where I'll be introducing or describing the concept or defining the concept of digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. I will be talking also about the digitization project or my experience by first giving the problem description and the steps and roadmap that we have followed, and of course, describing our achievements and some of the challenges that we have faced. I will be also talking or describing how agility and some other concepts helped in the success of the project and end up with the conclusion. Let me first give a definition of the difference between what is digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. These are terms that many people mistakenly have been using interchangeably or, by mistake, confusing between these terms. Digitization is just the process of transforming information from physical format to a digital version. And this is the first step of this digitalization process, where we need to have this paper-based information moved or transformed into a digital form. Digital, including equipping the offices or organizations with the IT or needed IT infrastructure. We have also the term digitalization, and digitalization, it's not only about equipment or infrastructure or just transforming the information from paper-based into a digital format, but also it includes the digitalization of the process itself in order to improve the service delivery and add also value to the business or to the organization. The digital transformation, on the contrary, it includes a lot of aspects, including the human aspect, the social aspect. It is a shift of the organization by changing the whole business model of the company or of the organization. In our case, we are talking here about local government. The transformation of how these entities deliver value to the citizen or customer. Let me describe the problem that we have faced, and let me get back with you in the history to 2004, when I just graduated from the university, and we got this funding or fund from the IDRC to work on a project that offers online services to citizens. Where we faced at that time the reality of all information or citizen information stored, badly stored, or in handwritten registers that include information about birth, death, all life events of the citizens, which represents the heart of all government services, because these are the records that hold information about citizens and that help in issuing all identity cards or official identity card, passports, all transcripts they are needed into schools, they are needed when you are getting a job in Morocco, etc. And so it is the heart of what is, what represents services or government services in Morocco. So this is when we try to offer online service within this office or local government, we face this reality of all this data stored in registers. So the first step was to digitize these registers or to transform the data stored in this, or handwritten data stored in this register into a digital format. Just to give you an idea about how this data is stored and how it is written. This is a sample of a birth certificate or a marriage certificate how it is stored and registered in the registers. This shows how even if we digitize the image and scan the image, it shows how it is difficult to, through OCRs or available tools to extract the data, which brings again another challenge into the digitalization process and digitization process in order to transform or transfer the data included into the scanned images into a database or organized database. So what do we need to digitize in order to achieve or to offer these online services is this birth registry or birth records of citizens, records of life event citizens, records that are located into what we call Bureau d'État Civil or birth registry office. How we do that? Through the digitization process goes through 4 main steps. The first one is the scanning and digitization of citizens' records. Then we have this automatic acquisition, and for that we needed to develop a system for automatic acquisition and indexation of the scanned records into the database. And then comes the manual data entry of various scanned records into also again a system developed for that purpose that will help organize and index and offer a fully digitized database. And then official, which gives it a legal official correction and validation of each citizen record or data before being able to offer this officially recognized database and offer online services. Sorry. So as a result for that, after all these 4 steps have been achieved, we have a fully automated and digitized database. Now we can talk about digitalization, where we offer online services. Here again, we face what we call, and you can see here an employee, and this photo is really old. It's like a decade ago that we took it, and it is where an employee is sitting behind the desk and able to process citizens' requests through his or her computer. And here we have like a historical list of photos that shows how we evolved from a traditional digital kiosks. Morocco, it was made by Moroccan handicrafts. Then another new one, like a few years ago, and the one that is used actually presently. So the challenge that we faced at that time is digital illiteracy from one side and illiteracy from the other side. We can offer online services through a portal. However, how many of Moroccan citizens access portals? How many of them can request online services from the internet? How many have access to smartphones or computers at home to be able to request for services? So what we did is to develop an interface which is adequate to illiterate people and digitally illiterate people to enable access to these online services through what we call the digital online or digital kiosk, touchscreen kiosk. So presently, more than 130 bureaux d'état civil are equipped with that. More than 55 cities or communes, we call that communes, it includes the urban and whether it is in urban or rural area, are using the system, including the fully digitized database and system that is used by the officers and employees, and also the interface that is used by citizens to request for services. This is a typical interface of the digital kiosk where a woman who is illiterate is requesting for information, and we represented, I mean, the interface was written in Arabic with the symbols to represent each service, and also voice instructions to help the citizens for requesting the adequate servers with interaction. Presently, our team of students are working on a chatbot to help those citizens through their smartphones and also digital kiosks to enable this interaction between the citizens, whether they are digitally illiterate or to interact with the interface in order to request for information.
I'm gonna stop the recording here. I think it's past 11 minutes. Lorraine, maybe we can stop here and then show some of the questions and answers that Houda provided. And I hope, this kind of entices, the appetite of the audience to watch the remaining of the talk. It's really a great talk. Let me just get out of the full screen mode. And so we've prepared a set of questions that Houda answered because she was not unfortunately able to attend. So let me just go to that. So the first question was, the digital transformation of public services in Morocco, like kiosk, should cover all categories of population from young people to elderly. What does the digital divide look like in Morocco, and how do you overcome the digital divide? And then the answer that Houda provided, she said only 70% of the population are using the internet. And this percentage increases if we split it down into gender, access, and other categories such as elderly and people with special needs. The kiosk aims at offering a reliable and accessible public e-services channel. The graphical user interface was tested with various categories of users, including illiterate, disabled, and elderly. And it is available at City Halls 24 by 24. However, there is a huge need to make it available in other public places. So this is still, something that's still being developed and still needs to be accessed, at a larger scale. And the other question was, how can continuous integration, continuous delivery CI/CD bring benefits on the development of kiosk service? A site reliability engineer or DevOps engineer whose goal is to create scalable and highly reliable software systems to meet service level agreements continuously popular in this digital transformation projects. And Houda's answer was CI/CD should bring a huge benefit while developing and integrating new services. Government services need to be always accessible to users, and operations need to be coordinated closely with developers to be able to manage and operate efficiently public services. Having said that, I know that some of the central government services have moved to DevOps, while others still need to transition. Just checking with Mary, how are we doing with the time? Do we have time to go over the rest of the questions?
I think it's time to go to the next session.
Okay.
Before we move though, Kautar, one thing that I was thinking is that this was changing the whole society, the whole culture of Morocco to do this. And this must have been a tremendously difficult undertaking.
Definitely, yeah.
And I mean, it must have taken a great deal of effort to get all the stakeholders on board and, you know, move this in the right direction, I would think. How many years has it been going on?
I think more than 10 years that Houda has been working, more actually, maybe close to 15 or 16 years.
Wow.
Houda has been working on this.
Wow.
And this was kind of a first of a kind project in Morocco. So, and Houda faced a lot of challenges because there was also resistance from the government to change their old ways.
Right.
So it was a big effort, but I think, you know, she has achieved a lot, you know, and this brought also tremendous, you know, ease of use and, you know, to the population. Also, the difficulty is many of the people are illiterate. So trying to understand all those interfaces and so on pose a challenge. So they have to design it also to cater for those needs.
Right.
So it's a very useful project.
Oh, yeah, it's changing. I'm sure it's made life a lot easier in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I know being a Moroccan myself, you know, process takes, you know, months, you know, just to request a piece of paper or anything, you know, that involves government processes is so painful. So hopefully this, you know, it's like one step closer to making this easier and less painful for the citizens.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And Lorraine, I have to step out to join another session to present a paper. So I apologize for that.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'll rejoin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. So Mari, I'm going to introduce the next talk. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I have a chart to show, so. Can you see my chart? Or no?
Not yet.
Oh, there it goes. Can see it now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're moving to the part of the agenda that was called organizational talks. And just by way of background, before I introduce the speaker, I wanted to explain why we're doing this. So I think one of the things that women struggle with when they leave university, you know, and leave that environment where they probably know a lot of people, have friends, have good contacts, is you get yourself into an environment, could be academic or, you know, industrial, and suddenly, you know, you really don't know anyone. You don't know the mores, you don't know the culture, you know, and you get a little bit lost. Of course, you have to learn your way around your job, in manner speaking, and also there are many organizations around the world that are for professional women. And we would like to talk about two of them here so that, especially for some of the younger women, you can take advantage of joining these organizations. And it's a good way to meet people, to network, to find out about, you know, how other companies operate, your company operates. And also a very important part of it is giving back to your profession, which we all should do. We should never see it as just a one-way street. I need a mentor. I need this. I need that. No, that's not the way it is. It should be a two-way street. What can I do for other people? What can I do to help some of the people who are coming up behind me, or things of that nature? So you always have to think in that respect and think about giving back to your community and giving back to your profession. So one of the talks, the first talk that I'll introduce here is by Dr. Banafesheh Behzad. She's an associate professor of information systems at the College of Business, California State University. She received a PhD in industrial engineering from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in 2014. And her talk is about two groups, INFORMS, the Institute for Operational Research and Management Science, and WORMS, that interesting name, Women in OR and MS. I think she will join us for questions, but we will also right now play her video, which is about, I think, around 11 or 12 minutes. So Mari, you could show that video now.
Sure.
I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Well, it's black. Have you started? There we
Hello,
go.
everyone. My name is Banafesheh Behzad. I'm an associate professor of information systems in the College of Business Administration in California State University, Long Beach. I'm also the president-elect of WORMS, which stands for Women in ORMS this year. I'm happy to give this organizational talk on INFORMS and WORMS. WORMS is actually a forum which is part of INFORMS. So I first want to talk a little bit more about INFORMS, and then I'm going to go more into the details of what is the forum WORMS, Women in ORMS, and what we actually do at WORMS. So a little bit about INFORMS. INFORMS stands for Institute for Operations Research and Management Science. If you like to see more and to know more about INFORMS, please go to its website, www.informs.org. And this is actually the opening of the website, which says that at INFORMS, we save lives, save money, and solve problems. As you may know, operations research and analytics are proven scientific mathematical processes that enable organizations to turn complex challenges into substantial opportunities. The way that operations research and analytics do that is by transforming data into information and information into insights. And using these insights, organizations are able to save lives, save money, and solve problems. So INFORMS is proud to be the professional home of members who work in the area of operations research and analytics, and who are basically transforming our world. INFORMS has more than 1,200,000 members from around the world, and is the leading international association for professionals in operations research, analytics, management science, economics, behavioral science, even statistics, artificial intelligence, data science, and applied mathematics. It's very interesting that when you attend one of INFORMS conferences, you see so many people from so many different disciplines that they come together, and all of them are actually working with data mostly, and they use theoretical approaches, mathematical approaches to solve some sort of problems. What INFORMS does is to promote best practices and advances in operations research, management science, and analytics to improve operational processes, decision-making, and outcomes through an array of highly cited publications, conferences, competitions, networking communities, and professional development services. During this presentation, I'm trying to give you an overview of these type of things and what Informs actually does. And then after that, I'm going to go more into the details and talk about WORMS, which is part of Informs. So here's the Informs strategic plan. This is actually pretty new. This version came in 2020 and 2021 part of it, the final version. So the vision of Informs is better decision making for a just, prosperous, and sustainable world. The mission is actually to advance and promote the science and technology of decision making to, again, save lives, save money, and solve problems. The values of Informs are impact, inclusion, innovation, and integrity. And on the inclusion side, if I go into the details of the goals, the goal is to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in all we do. And this is very important for Informs. It's a new goal that we have. And again, kind of related to what WORMS does, is that we're trying to advance diversity and equity. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this goal and this value. Going through the goals, the other goal is to champion our profession and our brand. The other one is to enhance member value and experience. And the other one is to ensure our operational excellence and long-term financial health. And finally, to advance the science and technology of decision making and elevate its impact. So I want to talk a little bit about Informs journals, and let me make sure that no, I didn't miss anything. Informs has 17 journals, and they're all very prestigious journals, and some of them are actually very hard to publish in. The publication, the acceptance rate for some of these journals is under 10%. And you may be familiar with some of these names: decision analysis, information systems research, which is mostly for information systems colleagues, Informs Journal on Applied Analytics, Informs Journal on Computing, Informs Journal on Data Science, Informs Journal on Optimization, Informs Transactions and Education, Management Science, which is the top journal for business schools, MSOM, Marketing Science, Mathematics of Operations Research, Organization Science, Operations Research, which is more of a theoretical journal, Service Science, Stochastic Systems, Strategy Science, and Transportation Science. So these are all Informs journals, and they look at different fields. They focus on different fields, and again, very prestigious journals to publish in. Informs communities. Informs has many communities spanning technical areas, industries, geographies, and interest groups. And there are actually 12 societies and 23 sections, 4 fora, which, as I said, Women in ORMS is a forum, 19 chapters, and these chapters are more regional chapters. And finally, 46 student chapters, which are mainly student supervised chapters, and they're for different universities. I'm talking more about the fora. The 3 important ones are Junior Faculty Interest Group, which is solely for colleagues in academia who recently joined. The Minority Issues Forum, which is again very active in the diversity and inclusion goal of Informs, and then the Women in ORMS, which is WORMS, and they have been around for many years. They're not new, but again, looking at this new goal of Informs, which is inclusion and diversity. Many of these fora, they started looking at new activities and new goals, basically, to promote diversity. I want to talk a little bit about the meetings and conferences that Informs has every year. The biggest one is the annual meeting, which is usually around October or November, and it's always in the United States. So around, I think the last statistics that I have was around like more than 5,000 attendees before COVID. And it was virtual last year, and this year it's going to be hybrid. It's going to be in Anaheim, California. There are going to be some in-person attendees and also virtual attendees. And all the sessions are going to be virtual as well. So this is the largest conference. We have the analytics conference, which is solely for colleagues in industry. The international conference, which is always outside of the US. The healthcare conference, which is again around summer, and it focuses on healthcare related problems. The security conference. We have some regional analytics conferences and also some community conferences, for example, MSOM conference or POMS conference, which are smaller conferences and more focused on certain topics. A little bit more on Informs, the things that Informs does. Informs prizes and awards are very prestigious prizes and awards. And there are many different awards for students, for faculty, for colleagues from industry. And every year in the annual meeting, these prizes are being awarded. We have the Informs Fellows, a group of very bright colleagues who they become an Informs Fellow every year. And there are some specific community prizes and awards. Scholarships for students to attend the annual meeting and some other meetings. Informs Career Center is very active for both the job seeker and also the employer to hire the candidates, as well as the mentoring. The mentoring feature of Informs has been around for a couple of years now, and anyone can apply to either be a mentor or a mentee, and then Informs pair them based on their interest, and they can start chatting virtually, and then usually during one of the conferences, and they get to actually meet in person and talk more.
Now I stopped the video because we have not enough time.
Okay.
I think it's great to know that there is a community in Informs. I don't know that community, but it is very exciting to meet each other.
Mari, do we know if Banafesheh joined? Banafesheh, did she join?
I think he's not here, unfortunately.
Okay.
Right. But I'm also in the same community, Women in
okay.
OR MS at Informs. I am the industry liaison over there. And I think it's a great opportunity for women attendees to take a look at the Informs community, especially if they are in the field of analytics and operational research, because the annual meeting and this group allows you to, foster more in-depth technologies that are being used both in academia and industry.
Right.
So, Shubi, since you're a part of that community, how how do you think someone would go about joining the community, first steps to kind of get involved? Because often that's the hardest part. Like maybe you don't know anyone, you don't know, how to break in. And I mean, the talk that we just saw had so many opportunities, but it might be hard to figure out how to insert yourself, so to speak.
That's right. Thank you so much, Lauren, for that question. So I realize Informs is a huge community, and we have many verticals in healthcare and in business analytics, etc. But once you join Informs and take its membership, which is at a reasonable cost, you automatically become a member of the Women in Operational Research and Management Sciences community. And we are a small, closely knit community. We have people from professors and students, as well as industry practitioners. And the good thing about WORMS is that we regularly meet and have talks. We have outside talks from professionals, and we stay connected through a LinkedIn group. So once you become a member of Informs, you automatically get notifications about women in ORMS, and you can be a part of this chat and be part of the group. Because fostering such communication and these conversations will help you know where who are the people in the same field or working in the same area as yours. So
True. Do you normally have in-person meetings, when it's quote normal times?
that's true. Before pandemic, definitely we had, but we also realized we have members from across the world, and so we do also keep our meetings on Zoom so that people can attend. But we do host a networking session at the Informs annual meeting, which, as Banafesheh mentioned, is happening this year at Anaheim.
I see. Okay, interesting. So I guess it's time to finish, according to Mari. Okay, thanks, Shubi, for stepping in there. So if someone who's listening has questions on this organization, you can contact the speaker, Banafesheh, or get in touch with Shubi for some additional information. Okay, Mari, back to you.
Okay, thank you. The next session is also organizational talk 2 by Allison. Allison, are you here now?
So I don't think Allison is right here right now, so I can start with her talk and her video, and we can take. So all right, I hope everybody can see the slides.
Yes.
So hi everyone, I am Shubi Asthana. I am a senior research software engineer at IBM Research Almaden in US. And today I am so proud to share this talk by Allison Wright. She is the Santa Clara Valley Section's Society of Women Engineers president. She is also an engineer at the Lawrence Livermore National Lab. And I hope she would be joining us soon. So a small biography of her. She's a non-destructive inspection engineer at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. And she has been a member of the SWE organization for many years, ever since she was a student. Currently, she is serving as the Santa Clara Valley Section's SWE's president, and she received the SWE Distinguished New Engineer Award in 2016. She has held several leadership positions in the section, region, and society levels. So about this talk, I was very pleased to invite her to give Allison a chance to speak about the activities that occur in the Santa Clara Valley sections organization, preferably the outreach and professional development activities, as well as what are the opportunities that they provide for leadership development, and to know more about their parent organization, which is the Society of Women Engineers. I'm going to go ahead and share her talk.
Shiri, I'm sorry, I can't hear your videos.
Oh, you can?
Sound.
Oh, okay.
Please unshare your screen and share with
just that thing. Okay.
Share your screen and go advanced.
Right.
And then you can share your videos file.
Okay. Okay. Let me see if this works.
Hello, welcome to the session about Santa Clara Valley
Better?
and the Society of Women Engineers. We're going to start with a short video introduction to the Society of Women Engineers. Hello, I'm Allison Wright. I'm a non-destructive inspection engineer at Lawrence Livermore National Lab and the current president for the Santa Clara Valley Society of Women Engineers. Today, I'll be sharing information with you about Society of Women Engineers and the Santa Clara Valley section in particular. The Society of Women Engineers is an international, not-for-profit educational and service organization founded in 1950 and headquartered in the United States. The Society of Women Engineers is the world's largest advocate and catalyst for change for women in engineering and technology, with membership of more than 40,000 individuals. SWE's mission is to empower women to achieve their full potential in careers as engineers and leaders, expand the image of engineering and technology professions as a positive force in improving the quality of life, and demonstrate the value of diversity and inclusion. SWE's vision is a world with gender parity and equality in engineering and technology. SWE's scholarship program supports those who identify as women and pursue an ABET accredited bachelor's or graduate student program in preparation for careers in engineering technology, and computer science globally. In 2020, SWE dispersed nearly 260 new and renewed scholarships valued at more than $1 million. Upper-class scholarship applications usually close in February and are awarded in May, while applications for students entering their first year of college generally open in March and are awarded in July. Check swe.org/scholarships for exact dates. Several sections at the local level also run scholarship programs, so you can check with the section geographically closest to you to see if there are any additional scholarship opportunities. SWE's award program celebrates the contributions women engineers and technologists make to our society and our world. There are individual awards at all career stages, early, mid, and advanced. And there are also mission and multicultural awards for sections, affiliate groups, and committees. Award applications are due at the end of March each year. Additional award opportunities are available at the We Local conferences, and you can check the We Local website for specific details and dates. SWE's K-12 outreach program inspires the next generation of women engineers and technologists by engaging girls and their adult advocates in the possibilities of this rewarding career path. SWE Next is a free way for girls to become part of the SWE engineering community as students from K through 12th grade. SWE Nexters have access to programs, mentors, and resources designed to develop leadership skills, self-confidence to be that engineer, and succeed in engineering and technology careers. The SWE Next High School Leadership Academy is an engaging virtual year-round program that builds self-confidence and resilience among high school students interested in engineering and technology degrees, and provides them with multiple opportunities to network with peers, mentors, role models, and industry professionals. SWE's Advanced Learning Center provides live and on-demand web sessions for e-learning courses empowering women to succeed at every stage of their professional development and careers. SWE's annual conference is for collegiate students and professionals of all ages and interested in engineering and technology, and it includes workshops, presentations, panels, a career fair, networking, and more. Conference this year is being held in Indianapolis, Indiana, and virtually from October 21st to the 23rd. We Local conferences are held regionally around the US and world. We Local conferences bring together participants at all stages of their collegiate and professional journey to learn, energize, and connect through high-quality professional development workshops, speakers, networking, and outreach opportunities. This spring, We Local conferences will be held in Albuquerque, Des Moines, Buffalo, India, and Europe. The SWE Career Center is a great recruitment resource for companies in the engineering and technology fields. SWE members can access the Career Center and post their resumes. The SWE affiliate group's mission is to bring together communities that share similar interests and backgrounds that support the diversity, equity, and inclusion strategic goals of SWE. SWE currently has 10 active affinity groups based on diversity, inclusion, and business interest. There are many ways that you can be involved with SWE in your community. There are collegiate sections based at colleges and universities, professional sections based on geographic area, members at large for those not geographically near a section, international membership including international affiliate sections and international collegiate sections, affinity groups as we covered on the last slide, and workplace groups also referred to as employee resource groups. There's also a membership option for K through 12 educators, as we need educators across all subjects and grade levels to foster confidence in engineering skills for girls and those underrepresented within the profession, and educators who create a learning environment that is inclusive of diversity for the next generation of engineers and technologists. These are all great ways to get involved with SWE and practice leadership, networking with other engineers local to you, and learn more about companies in your area. The Santa Clara Valley SWE section is active in the southern portion of the San Francisco Bay Area, extending south to Moss Landing and Hollister areas. You can visit our website at scvswe.org. Most of our events are still virtual, and I invite you to join us in any that you find interesting. We offer events which cover professional development, networking, and family activities. Coming up this month, we have the first in a 5-part series about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and our monthly happy hour. Our section also runs a scholarship program, and last year we gave out $20,000 in scholarships to local students. You can join SWE by visiting swe.org and selecting Join Today under the Membership tab. SWE membership is open to individuals of any gender. Thank you, and I hope to see you at a SWE event in the future.
All right. So I don't see Allison was able to join us right now for this talk, but we wanted to still appreciate the fact that she could get the time out and help introduce the SWE, her local organization, Santa Clara Valley, as well as the parent organization, Society of Women Engineers, to us. I've personally been a part of SWE a bit, being a member, and there are a great number of programs, as Allison mentioned, which allow you to help hone your leadership skills, your volunteering for the local STEM community, as well as provides mentorship from industry and academia. So I would definitely urge you to check out your local SWE organization. And if you have any questions for Allison, feel free to email her too. Thank you.
So now I think we'll be moving on to the last session, which I think should be your chairing as well.
Yes. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right, so we come to our last session for our IEEE Women in Services Computing Symposia, which is the Scholarships Awards session. This year, we decided that we wanted to award scholarships to deserving female students who are pursuing education in STEM, science, and engineering careers. We considered both graduate and undergraduate students for the scholarship, and we wanted to award scholarships to students who had an overall personality, they had great technical interests, career goals, as well as they were contributing to the society. We have two kinds of awards here. We have the IEEE WISC Premier Scholarship, where we give one award per region. So whether it's US, North America, or EMEA, etc., and a total of 3 awards in total. And secondly, we have the IEEE WISC Scholarship, where we look at the applicants within a region and we give 3 awards in total per region. That came to around 9 awards. I really want to thank the IEEE TSC WISC Services Chair and the committee for providing us the sponsorship so that we could give the scholarship to our female applicants. I also want to especially thank our judges. We got a lot of applicants globally from universities across many countries. And our judges had a painstaking task of going through each and every application and looking and marking them and looking at every aspect of the applicant. So I want to thank Lauren Herker from IBM Research, Manar Abu Talib from University of Sharjah, Lingyan Zhang from Central South University, and I was also part of this. So thank you, judges. I know it was quite exhausting, but I'm really glad that we could come up to a good conclusion. So we'll start with the IEEE WISC Premier Scholarship awardees. And if you're there and would like to give a 1-minute speech to all the awardees, I would urge you to let me know, unmute yourself, and you have a minute to give your acceptance speech. So our first awardee is Amani Abu Safia. She is a PhD student currently at the University of Sydney. She's worked as a lecturer in the Department of Computer Science at University of Sharjah, and her research interests include services computing, crowdsourcing, and IoT.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to thank everybody who was involved in the process from starting the initiative up to selecting and judging and screening everybody. And it's really good to be recognized. It gives you a kind of a confidence that not only you believe in your abilities, but there are other people that give you this recognition. And hopefully we would see more such initiatives that recognize the efforts of women in such male-dominant fields. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Amani.
Thank you.
We go to the next speaker. I hope you can still see my screen. It's frozen a bit. 1 second.
We can see Mara.
All right. So our next awardee is Mara Talal Al-Halabi. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. She is currently pursuing her MSc degree in electrical and computer engineering. She's a member of the AI and Bioimaging Research Lab and also works as a TA of electrical and computer engineering, as well as she's a research associate at the lab. She's worked on several awarded projects and competed in prestigious competitions. Her research interests include machine learning, computing, bioimaging, and smart systems. Mara?
Yes, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, Shubi, for this lovely introduction. I am Marah Al-Halabi, and I'm deeply honored to being a recipient of such an award that recognizes and empowers women from all around the world. Thank you to every single person who contributed to the success of this event. We are all blessed with the gift of knowledge that inspires others, and we get to be inspired by others as well. So we face a lot of challenges, roadblocks, setbacks, but we continue to rise and conquer through them all. So thank you so much for this opportunity that brought together all the successful women from all around the world. And I truly hope we get to meet each other in person one day. A massive thank you goes to my parents and my brilliant sisters, and to everyone who has genuinely supported me throughout my life and believed in me when I did not even believe in myself. And definitely my boss and supervisor, Professor Mohammed Ghazal, for always bringing out the best in me. And last but definitely not the least, a special thank you from the bottom of my heart to my mom, who I owe all my success to. Without her, I would not have been the woman I am today. So this award is dedicated to her. Thank you so much all.
Well said. Our next awardee is Benmizian Hajar. She received her master's and engineering degrees, and she's currently pursuing a PhD degree in computer science in France. She's currently working on accelerating AI services on different hardware platforms by leveraging hardware-aware neural architecture search. Hajar? Is she mute? Okay, I cannot actually see the participant list right now. Mari, is she there? I'm not sure.
Is she on, Shubi?
I think no.
Probably no. Okay, we'll go to the next one. All right, so these were our Premier Scholarship awardees. And next we come to our IEEE WISC Scholarship awardees. We start with Balsam Alkaus. She's a PhD student currently at the University of Sydney. She's worked as a research assistant in data mining and multimedia research at the University of Sharjah. Her interests focus on IoT, service computing, and include data mining.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here among all the amazing women in computing. You are the role models that inspire me and many fellow colleagues. First, I'd like to thank the Women in Service Computing Committee. It definitely means a lot to receive this recognition for the work I do and the research I do. I'd also like to thank my PhD supervisor, Professor Athman Baghtaya, for encouraging me to submit an application and for nominating me for this scholarship. Finally, I'd like to say that such initiative is a big driving force to me and fellow colleagues in their early career stages. I think we should always continue trying to inspire and aspire to make a positive change in the computing world. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Next, we have Houda Chakiri. She's currently pursuing her bachelor's or undergrad degree in computer science from Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University in India. She is an avid researcher and her prime research interests include artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, neuroscience, and forensic anthropology. She's published 3 research papers, out of which one has also received the Best Paper Award in the machine learning track. Houda, do we have you here?
Hi, ma'am. Yes, I'm here. Firstly, I'd like to say that I never thought I'd be standing at this position to receive such an award. I never thought this would happen for me at such an early stage since I'm an undergraduate student, but I feel extremely honored to be selected as a recipient for the IEEE 2021 WISC scholarship. And I cannot thank the judges enough for knowing my worth and providing me with this reward. And I've been very passionate about STEM since school. And I think being a part of communities like Society of Women Engineers, Women Tech Network, it has always helped me realize my potential and also made me realize that there are many opportunities available for students like me. So I'm very thankful to even SWE for giving me a lot in my career. And lastly, I'd like to extend a very deep and sincere thanks to my parents and my family, and also everybody at my university, because they have always been so supporting and they have put all their faith in me. So I think that's all. I'm very overwhelmed. Thank you so much for this. And this will surely help me a lot.
Great. Thank you so much, Houda. Next up, we have Maha Riyad Ayagi. She's currently pursuing MSc in Electrical and Computer Engineering, and also is a teaching assistant of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the Abu Dhabi University. Her research interests are in mobile applications, embedded systems, AI, robotics, machine learning in medical, and hardware and software programming. She, in the COVID times, has developed and co-authored system for multiple video object tracking techniques to monitor social distancing and face recognition techniques to aid the government in enforcing home quarantines. Maha, do we have you over here? Okay, I don't think so. We could probably move forward. Next, we have Snehal Khandwe. She's currently pursuing her bachelor's or undergrad degree in computer engineering at University of Pune in India. She's active in the competitive programming, web development, and also has done internships. She explored the NLP processing in AI domain and published a research paper on her work. And she enjoys full stack development and has a knack for problem solving. Snehal, do we have you over here?
Hi. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would firstly like to thank the entire committee for giving me this opportunity to attend the IEEE WISC Symposium as a scholar. And like I feel this award brings with it not just the honor, but the responsibility to give back to the community of women in technology. And I aim to become capable enough to work for the community. And I would really like to thank my professors who helped me know what the scholarship is all about and helped me during the process as well. And lastly, all my parents, my friends, and everyone who just believes in me and motivates me to aim higher.
Thank you, Sneha.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Aishwarya Chakrabarti. She's currently a PhD student at IIT Kharagpur in India. She's working in the domain of Internet of Things-based networks and services. And she's a recipient of the N2 Women Young Researchers Fellowship 2020 and the Anita B. Org Grace Hopper Student Scholarship in 2021. Aishwarya, do we have you here?
Yeah, hi. Hello. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for the nice introduction. And so hello, everyone. I'm Aishwarya Chakrabarti, and I would like to start by saying that I'm extremely honored to be here today and to be attending the IEEE WISC Symposium. I'm also very thankful to all the speakers for such insightful and interesting talks. And next, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the IEEE WISC community for selecting me as a recipient of the scholarship. Since the beginning of my research career, I have received immense support from the IEEE Services Computing community, and I strongly believe that this scholarship will help me enormously in advancing further in my research career. It also motivates me to continue giving back to my community. And I must also say that it really feels great to know that there exists such an amazing network of women technologies out there who support students like me in their career pursuits. And I'm sincerely grateful to the IEEE WISC community for being there for all of us. And last but not the least, I would also like to sincerely thank my supervisor, Professor Sudeep Mishra, and my family and friends, without whose support, all of this, none of this would have been possible. So thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks, Aishwarya. Right. Moving on, we have Krisha Bhambani. She's currently pursuing her undergrad degree in computer science from University of Pune in India. She's an accomplished developer who specializes in the field of AI and machine learning. Some of her projects have received national and international acclaim and funding from notable institutes. And she has published in the domain of security and applications of machine learning.
Hi, Shruti. Thank you. So first and foremost, I would just like to say how incredibly honored I am to be present here in the company of such amazing and inspiring change makers. And I cannot express my gratitude to this committee for bestowing this honor upon me and deeming me deserving of this scholarship, especially as an undergraduate. I have to thank my college and my teachers who inspired me and who have inspired me throughout the past 3 years and have actually and who actually motivated me to fill out this application and supported me throughout this journey. I have to thank my parents for support, for all of their support as well, because I could not have done it without them. And of course, I would just like to thank this committee for bestowing upon me this honor. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Krisha. Next, we have Purva Bedmutta, who's currently pursuing an undergrad bachelor's degree from University of Pune. She's highly passionate about machine learning and computer vision and aims to leverage its power through cloud computing to develop algorithms for a smarter tomorrow. Her goal is to contribute to research and education in the field of machine learning and data science. Purva, do we have you here? Yeah, don't see her. All right, next we have Fariha Tasmin Jaigirdar, who's currently a final year PhD student in the Department of Software Systems and Cybersecurity at Monash University, Australia. She's a member of IEEE Australia Women in Security, N2 Women Network, and Institute of Engineers, Bangladesh. Her research interests include the Internet of Things, system engineering design, and security analysis, trust and risk investigation, and security in health informatics. She has published several articles in renowned conferences and journals. Fariha.
Hi, thank you very much. Yes, I'm really thankful to all the committee members, and I'm really delighted to be a part of the team. And yes, my special gratitude to all the judges and the Women in Service Computing Symposium to give me the honor for this scholarship, and my
Sorry, I think
supervisor Kirsten Rudolph to support me all over my work, and parents. And hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, your speech got cut in between, but no worries, we can hear you in between.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. So yeah, my special thanks to my parents and my husband to support me always to move forward. And it is really great to know that there are a lot of women who is actually pursuing great works. And today's symposium was a very great experience for me to learn all of you. And I really want to contribute more in the community and want to move forward as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Fariha. And lastly, we have Urjoshi Sinha, who's currently a fourth-year PhD student in the Department of Computer Science at Iowa State University. Her research focuses on automated software testing of highly customizable and data-driven software. She's interested in big data systems and machine learning, and some of her recent work has used search-based optimization techniques such as genetic algorithms, optimizing configuration spaces in bioinformatic tools.
Thank you, Subi. Hello, everyone. I'm Urjoshi Sinha. So I would first like to begin by thanking the organizing committee and the scholarship committee for all their efforts and for giving me this opportunity to be here today. I am honored and I'm feeling very empowered to be interacting with so many qualified and respected women in science here. I am also grateful to my major professor, Dr. Myra Cohen, and my family, friends, and mentors for helping me reach this stage as a student and as a researcher. And finally, thank you to all the speakers at WISC for such interesting talks. Being a part of this symposium and the IEEE Services Conference has been a very enriching experience for me. And I hope to continue learning more from all other researchers here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Urjoshi. And with this, we conclude the scholarship award session. Thank you so much, everyone, for applying for our scholarship, and we really hope that you continue moving forward in your domain, and we hope that you find success in all your endeavors. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
Shubi, I found one more awardee who don't provide her congrats talk. Purva.
Oh, she's here?
Yes, she's here now. Purva.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see the chat right now. Okay, that's great. I can reintroduce her again. So Purva Bedmutta is currently pursuing an undergrad from University of Pune. She's highly passionate about machine learning and computer vision and aims to leverage its power through cloud computing to develop algorithms for a smarter tomorrow. Her goals are to contribute to the research and education in the fields of machine learning and data science. Over to you, Purva.
I think she is now joining.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. So I'm Purva Bedmutta, and I'm currently a student in my fourth year. And first of all, I would like to thank all the organizers and all the committee from the WISC team for giving me this award. It's an honor, and I've been working on ML and computer vision, and I strive to take it forward with your help. And this is the great opportunity that you've given me. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations to all our awardees. Thank you so much. And with this, I think we can conclude our symposia. So over to you, Lauren and Mari.
Okay. Mari, was there anything else that we had to cover before we close the session?
I think Banafesheh is now logging in. She's one of the speakers.
Banafesheh, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Would you just like to say a few words? We're just about to close up.
Sure, yeah. I'm sorry that I'm not turning my video, and I'm sorry that I'm late. It's not a good time for me in California. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. If you have any question about my talk, which was about informs and women in ORMS, I'll be happy to take it if there's any time. But other than that, thank you very much and congratulations to all the winners.
Okay, thanks very much. We did show your video and your contact info is on there. And Shubi also pitched in since she's part of the organization as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think that concludes our session for today, for this year, actually. I would just like to say thank you to all of the speakers. Congratulate Kautar, Mari, and all the scholarship winners. And also thank you to all of the people who contributed here. I have the list of the program chairs, the committee people, the advisory committee, the honorary general chairs. And I think this was a very successful session. I wish everyone a great year and a lot of good luck. And we'll see you next year at the next WISC symposium.
So Lorraine, are we done with the symposium? Is that?
Yes, that
no?
it's very condensed this year because of the the format. So we have these two sessions. We kind of did them all together. And the symposium, normally it would have been longer, but we only had these two sessions. So that's why we're kind of jam-packed.
But it worked very well though. I mean, it was very, very productive, very productive.
Yes, I think so. So again, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
And Lorraine, I would like to thank you for chairing this wonderful symposium and all the great work you have done with Mary and all the organizing committee members. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Kautar.
Definitely. Thank you, Lauren, for all
Thank you.
that.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.